spent.
Just explain to me a little bit how that goes, please. I want to hear it.
I've been reading a lot into ancient history and wars and torture and stuff like that. Off the top of my head, there's a million things I could do to get you to do something violent,
What, like you're talking about torturing me?
or people you love, or all
Why?
sorts of
Why are you
things.
talking about torturing me, people
Or
I love? It are these threats? When I'm
no, I'm saying, but I could get you to violence. If I
well,
kept you
No,
in
that's not what
solitary
we were
confinement
talking
for
about.
I
long,
didn't
Chris,
talk
that's
about
not what we
that.
were talking.
that
That
would
wasn't
be
anything.
that would be selling you violence.
No, it wasn't. That's a threat.
Oh
You're
yeah.
threatening violence. There's a huge
No.
difference between
I'd
threatening
I'd
violence.
put you in a box until you wanted violence,
That's not
and then,
selling violence.
but you'd be
This is
buying it.
you're the
It'd be
worst.
convincing you.
You'd be the
It
worst.
would
No,
convince
I'm
you into
not buying.
violence.
I'm not buying this. I am definitely not buying this
See, and
violence.
this is what everyone sounds like on day one.
Day one, I'm not.
And the
But you're
whole
trying to sell it to me.
that in the whole, Russ.
I'm not. What? You're gonna sell me violence by being more violent?
Well, you asked me
We were
to.
talking about two completely different things. We were talking
I
about
could
promoting
sell
fights.
anyone violence.
Like, I'll get you to torture your family.
Yeah.
Well, tell me,
mean,
give me some details. What are your torture techniques you got
Well, he
going?
just
I'm trying to
tortures
think.
you
they're
until
dark.
you're willing to torture them.
So far, I got a hole that I'm in.
Well,
What
there's a bunch, but it all involves like torturing people that I also love, and I don't even like to entertain that idea.
So so part of your idea of selling violence is torturing people you love.
Well, yeah, you can get
Yeah.
anyone to do violence. There's a million examples in
But
history.
I wasn't
of how
trying to get
sell
violence.
people
It's selling violence, not getting. You can get me violent. I will not debate you on this. You could absolutely get me to violence. Selling violence, selling and
Yep.
making me buy something that is violent is different.
UFC is.
Well, that's exactly what we were talking about. Was the UFC and
So there's a way. So why are you acting like it's impossible?
I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was hard. You're the
Okay.
one coming in with all the like energy, being like, "I'm gonna rape you and your family." So
No,
I'm like, ah!
You said quote unquote, no nuances. Sell me violent.
I said, "Sell
Like,
me
man,
violent." You're
you
like,
get-
"I can sell you
get what
violence."
you asked for in that situation.
But
You're lucky it was so mild. Like, imagine you said that to Dylan.
Well, I believe
boy.
Dylan could probably sell me violence by getting me more excited about it. You didn't get me excited about it. I got me scared.
Yeah. That's how you get people to be violent. You frighten them.
But you're confusing with getting violence with selling violence.
But if you've gotten violent, you've bought into the violence.
No.
Yeah.
Buying violence as an entertainment product
You're
is
asking
different than
an
like,
actual,
I'll do whatever
you're-
you want, please. I'll beat the shit,
actually
just
like-
don't hurt me.
You're actually like an actual exchange of money. Is that what you're talking about?
Like me purchasing violence as an entertaining product is what I mean by
Okay.
selling violence.
Maybe you now, but if you were part of the Romans in the Roman times, that's exactly what
I
their
bet they
politicians
could-
were doing.
yeah.
Were literally selling
I-
violence to their people.
I know it can be done.
It's very-
I thoroughly enjoy the UFC. I'm just saying it's difficult. Dana White's a genius. Like selling violence to the mainstream is difficult because it's violent. He's done an amazing job
yeah.
at doing it because
Which I'd agree.
It's,
But I'm telling all these examples that I'm hearing are just blowing me away. Like they'll say like this guy talks all the Romans into buying into this war, and it's like what? Didn't they just like almost like lose to that war, and everyone's like gung ho for the war again? Like people can be swayed to like fucking think anything's a good idea.
oh, that's no doubt. But still, violent.
Especially like that,
but
those are all violent endeavors.
But mainstream, you have to think like, how do you get something to be kind of like mainstream and acceptable when it's kind of a faux pas topic, like violence?
You bring them all to Rome. Then they do as the
but
Romans do.
we don't have Rome. We're in a modern time. The UFC did it without Rome. How'd they do it?
Yeah. Well, they've recreated what Rome had, the Colosseum.
I don't think it's necessarily
It's very,
recreating.
very gladiatorial like.
Well, it's unarmed combat, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's more than just like quiet old men in pajamas doing fight styles. It's like no, there's a lot of like showmanship and like crowd pleasing and like it's very gladiatorial.
It's an entertainment product, much like the gladiators were an entertainment product, right?
I don't think they're just different in scale, I think. Like the
Well,
gladiator games
of
must have been
course they'd be
crazy.
different in scale. Like one's
They'd have
like,
like bears against people.
yeah, it's
So
definitely
crazy.
awesome.
different. It's definitely
It's
different.
so fucking crazy.
But like that's a societal thing where like that was part of the mainstream because the society was more
Oh, then I
barbaric
agree with your point.
than
We're all pussies right now. I agree with that point.
yeah, and UFC was still able to sell violence in this like really sensitive society, and I still find that to be quite amazing
They
Yeah, they
because
grew.
called it human
They grew at
cockfighting
a
and
time
shit.
that
And
yeah, John
coddling.
McCain called it human cockfighting friggin' less than 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're right. It is kind of crazy that like humans were like coddling was on the rise, and then like as UFC was on the rise, both.
And you even look
human
at
nature won big time.
well, I don't. Dana White has a really good insight on kind of people, I think, and understands kind of what people want because like through the
Well,
pandemic and
yeah,
everything, like how he was able to handle that while like everyone else was complaining about like unable to work and whatnot. Dana White and the UFC weren't complaining; they were adapting.
I
They
think,
were
well, this is
doing
the point.
things.
I think you're conflating two things. It's not him understanding what people want necessarily. I mean, obviously he does, but it's just the work. Like same with UFC. Like there were products like the UFC before the UFC, but Dana White was willing to just wade through all the bullshit and just have the tenacity
and
to get it done. He's
it
like, I'm
was
not
bound to
quitting.
happen. Like it was
Yeah.
eventually gonna happen.
But
Like I think the only reason it hasn't for so long is because the
well,
success of the NFL, NHL, and all the other sports, right?
well, and it
Like
wasn't
Yeah.
if those things weren't there, then fighting I think
it,
would have been right up there.
it wasn't regulated and it was deemed illegal
Oh yeah.
because it wasn't
It was.
regulated by the commissions. They had to
Yeah,
get
I guess.
they had to get it legalized. Like
Yeah, you couldn't do
like
it in New York. You couldn't do it
forever.
in
It was actually it's
California.
like the
They did it on
UFC.
native reserves and shit, didn't they?
Yeah,
Like places
the
where laws
early
didn't apply.
the early ones were on native reserves and everything. And
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was in grade 12, I think, or 13. Either way, it was 98, 99, one of those years. The girl
500
that I was
years ago.
dating, her brother sat me down, her half brother, and threatened to kill me after telling me stories of like the weekend before. And I heard about it. He wasn't lying. The weekend before he fought in like Ogdensburg,
Yeah.
in like UFC kind of thing. And the guy he fought, he killed in
What?
the
Why would he
ring.
threaten?
Kill?
Why would he threaten to
Killed,
kill you?
killed
And
him
then
in
he
the ring.
was
No,
like proud of this?
yeah, well, no, he it was part of his threat to me that if I did anything to hurt his sister, I'm like, man, I really like her. Like, we're really get along great. Like,
I'd be out of
He's like,
I'd
I'll
be out of
fucking
there.
kill
I
you.
wouldn't even care. I'd be like, no,
and
you
like
know what?
like there's newspaper clippings. Like I saw, like the man died in Ogdensburg from
Name
Did his
that
like
fight
parents have
underground,
that
and
on
that
the
was before
fridge?
UFC.
Like, did his
man.
parents have that on the fridge, like a hockey tournament or something? Like,
No,
I
he was the half brother. So the
oh,
like my girlfriend's mom just knew how crazy he was and kind of kept her distance, but was nice to him. And the
so he
dad was
was
just
crazy.
probably a good
soft.
So
idea.
he wasn't fighting like in a good way. Like he was happy he killed this guy.
Um, he, he wasn't upset. Like he
He
obviously didn't
killed
want it to happen.
somebody.
He obviously didn't want it to happen, but
He
man,
didn't bother him.
but we're talking pre 2000 like Cornwall. Like there's a
We
lot of
say pre
gangs.
two thousand
Talking
Cornwall.
about
Weird
Like he
stuff
was
that's
there.
fucking hilarious.
in
That's
high
such a
school.
good
He was a
description.
hitman. He was an actual hitman in
There
high
aren't
school.
there
Like,
aren't hitmans in high school. What are we talking about? Just
are
because
you
he killed
kidding
a
me?
guy in a ring.
I've known multiple hitmen while I was going to school in Cornwall. I'm not kidding. My friend Loaf was one of them, and then this guy I'm talking about now was another.
Dudes that
Like
they
people
legit
literally
killed
paid
people
them
or
money
beat people
to
up.
put a mask on and break a leg with a baseball bat. Like that
Oh,
was
okay.
it's
So that type
like
of shit, but not like murdering people necessarily.
I don't know, probably I didn't ask or pry. Like man, it's all Hell's Angels and shit down there that was run by. Like it's
I
like
guess in high
Corn-
school, I wouldn't have thought
Cornwall
not to ask
Cornwall had a
more. I would have
crazy
been like,
underbelly, man. Like I remember trying to buy weed one time, and one guy threatened to kill me because he thought I was a cop. He's like, his quote unquote, he says, "I'm not going to jail for drugs. I'm going to jail for murder." And they kept saying that over
Jesus.
and over to me, and I'm just like, man, I'm gonna like pass out here. Like I just wanted to
He
like
must have meant
roll a
in
joint.
he must have meant in Minecraft. Nobody's getting murdered here. Let's go. What a weirdo.
No, no,
Yeah.
no. This is in '97.
Minecraft existed in '97.
No, it didn't. 1997? No, it didn't.
Sure, probably not actually. Although it looks
No,
like it still did.
none of these guys played video games, and
No,
like I was
obviously not.
after he threatened
They're
me
not chill
twice,
enough.
None of
I was
these
ready to
guys
pass
play
out, and
video
like
games.
I was ready to pass out after he threatened me twice there, and I was just like, man, I get a drink of water or something like that, and I point to the Brita filter that they had the top of, and they were obviously filtering some sort of drug or I don't know, it's probably G or something like that because they all looked at me like, oh, he's not joking, he can't drink this. How do we tell him? And I just like catch on to that. I'm like, man, I gotta go. Like,
What am I? None of this is going well right now.
like my buddy just said he knew a place that we could buy a gram of weed. Like, I gotta go, man. I'm not a cop. But I am sober, and I don't want to be.
Which means I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, man, Cornwall's fucking rough. Like it was, yeah. I'm sure that, yeah, it's weird how many people were actually like had crazy jobs working for the gangs.
Well, if there's anything we've known about Canada, you look around, we have some of the weirdest criminals in all the weirdest spots. So I'm not surprised Cornwall has some weirdos friggin' doing weird stuff.
But it's such a quiet town that you could walk around completely unassuming and unmolested and be like it's weird. Like
It's just
believe it.
the location.
Like if
No,
you're
there's fucked up shit there for sure. Like
yeah, like with the reserve and
definitely
stuff like that, there's places
Yeah.
the cops can't do anything. It literally is the
Yeah.
biggest man wins. Like there's some weird spots at Cornwall.
It is true that Cornwall's fucked. I've met enough
It's better
people
now. Like
tell
it's
me
much
that.
better now. They've cracked on the gangs. They don't have that bridge to the USA that all the natives were smuggling all the drugs there over.
Do you think it's better now, or do you think it's
Yes.
just because you haven't lived there that you think it's better?
I think it's both, but it actually is cleaner, looks cleaner, and like the bridge over there isn't there. But I'm sure in the winter there's still as many snowmobiles going across the river. You know,
Fucker.
it's got to be
It's
better,
a-
man. They used
yeah.
to have like the freaking natives can flash their card and they aren't allowed to search their 18-wheeler filled with cocaine. Like it's crazy how much drugs went across that border. Like that was like the Hells Angels fucking main. I'm so surprised when I found this out like later on. I'm like, how much money goes through there in a day? What?
I knew people in Morseburg that were smugglers.
Yeah,
I
apparently
didn't
it was a
spend much
thing,
time
but I
in
didn't really
Cornwall,
catch
but,
on
like-
to until I was
Well,
older.
like Matt Collins, he moved to Cornwall, but became a fucking like Van Allen's older brother, half brother.
Like I know a few people who've been ripping across
Yeah.
here in Skidoos. One of
And
them's a
then-
cousin.
Yeah, they're
There's friggin' weirdos in Cornwall for sure. It's definitely a weird spot.
But it's nice. It's definitely nicer since they got rid of that stinky dom tire and the bridge. Like it would just created a shitty area down by the bridge that I don't know, doesn't really have anymore.
Down by the river.
I don't know. The last time I was there, not too long ago, like within 5 years here, I was hanging with my buddy Pat Drew. You remember him, eh?
Yep.
Super cool guy, super chill, and our friend BJ. You might remember him as well, BJ McRae.
I think so.
But anyway, we're walking down the street and we just see this guy coming up and he's literally like hammering double fists on like this big window of like a bar and he's just like screaming like bloody murder into it. Like couldn't even tell what he's doing. Like we look at him and then instantly we're like, all right, that's better. Just ignore it. Let's just keep talking and going. So like we're chatting about like what kind of pizza we want to order, right? then like we said, I forget even what we said. We were making fun of our pizza or like pineapple or whatever, and like someone giggled about it. And then the guy like all of a sudden turns and starts like coming right across the street. And he was just like trying to threaten us, and it was really funny. Apparently I didn't realize my DJ was getting a weapon while Pat was just like looking at him like, what the fuck is happening? While I was just like,
being
apparently
oblivious to everything.
No, I wasn't oblivious. I squared
Okay.
right up to him. This is 5 years ago. This is after my
okay.
MMA training.
Yeah.
Like I said right up to him, just like have at him, man. And he was just like he was totally expecting me to be afraid, and he was just really weirded out that I wasn't afraid. It was like, and then I just explaining to him like, you just came up to 3 dudes, man. I don't know how strong you think you are. Like,
do you think
like
this
if
was
you're
a
real
real
here,
decision?
like, dude, we weren't even laughing about you. We're talking about our own shit, and you came over here like threatening us. Like, you gotta check yourself. It's still daylight out. Like, he fucking like went back to the fucking bar. I guess the police came afterwards, but he just like he was like coming over like ready to attack, and I forget what I said right as soon as he came up, but it like stopped him dead. I'm just like, all right, bud, have at her.
Yeah, you really
Something
just
stupid. I'm just like, you're out of breath. I've seen you punch in that window for 5 minutes now. Like, what are you
you
gonna
seem
do?
like you're all worn out.
Yeah, like his eyes are like completely wild-eyed. It's like he's not in control. This will be easy. Which I didn't want to fight. I just want exactly what happened is what I wanted to talk him down. But this was 5 years ago, so I guess it's still rough. And he looked like a shady guy who was used to getting his way kind of deal and bullying people. Probably gang related. I don't know.
Well, anyone who's kind of like they like that sense of like intimidation power. I think they feel right,
Yeah.
and especially if they don't got a lot going, and when they're drunk or whatever, they get that courage to kind of get that sense of power, and then all of a sudden here's someone who's not afraid of them, and
or the ignorance to not be afraid.
Yeah. But
no, I think it's a little better now, but it's still gonna have its underbelly, right? It's still that like a little forgotten town.
What do you like better, Richard, Toronto or Cornwall?
Fucking Toronto.
I'm leaning towards Cornwall.
I thought Chris might say Cornwall that one because I know the disdain he has for Toronto.
Fair enough. I don't love Toronto, but like
I definitely get robbed less in Cornwall.
You get robbed in Toronto?
Are you kidding
you
me?
see
Like
where
on
Chris
a weekly
lives?
basis.
Oh my
like,
goodness.
Man, they've pried my tools out of the truck so many fucking times.
You got robbed when I was there. When I visited
I was
for
thinking like
days.
robbery or something, like
Not,
gunpoint, that type of shit. That's what I was thinking.
I was when this guy threatened to shoot everybody in the shawarma place. I was inside there, and there's no way out to the door past until you have to go through him to get out. Right?
That's fucked. I've lived here for 10 years and I've never experienced anything even remotely close to that.
I'm sure it was a brick in his pocket, but he was acting like it was a gun.
Oh, probably.
And Chris has a way of finding very unique situations in any place. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
like,
well, that's the thing. Like,
at 10:30 at night.
I'm not saying what I always tell my mom when she's like, "Oh, there was a shooting in Toronto." I'm like, "Yeah, there's probably 5 of them today."
Yeah.
Like, and the thing is, like anywhere else, if you are looking for trouble, you'll find it. And I'm not suggesting you are, but like
I was looking for a shawarma, bro.
At 3 in the morning, though. Like 3 in the morning.
That's how I tell. Like that's what I tell my mom. I'm like, if I wanted to get shot today, it'd be pretty easy for me to accomplish that. But you know,
in the end, you can't be worrying about random events, and you have to just be smart. Yeah. Like you said, put yourself in smarter situations. Being out of shawarma at 3 a.m. I mean, you should be safe. You should be safe. Like in all honesty, Chris should be able to go to shawarma at any time and not have to worry about safety.
Like, most of the time, it's safe when I do it.
But
I'm back.
There might be a time it's not. Well. If it isn't the psychopath.
You guys talking about shawarma?
We talk about all sorts of stuff. We talk about Cornwall, MMA, and selling violence. What about you?
And hitmen, high school hitmen.
Yeah. Dylan, Chris wanted
we covered a lot of ground here without you, man.
Chris wanted to sell me violence by beating the shit out of me. And I was
you said sell me violence.
I
that
said,
was his quote.
Sell me violence. Like the UFC sells violence.
So I said I would throw him in a hole until he decides to be violent, and then
until I decide to be not again. You're not.
I sold him violence. I don't think
we were talking about very
different things. Fight him in the pit.
You get what I mean, right?
Like, wait, if Dylan was here, he would agree with me and talk you through it. And now Dylan's here, so Dylan, get him to.
I said during the conversation, I bet Dylan could sell me on violence. Like, I bet he could. He could make it sound fun. And be
they're gonna kill your kids, Russ. They're gonna a homeless woman and 3 dogs who've got fucking Angus circled, and he's bleeding.
That won't make me buy it and enjoy it. I said, like, the UFC makes me buy violence and enjoy it. And they've been able
that one's very different. You just said sell me violence.
And they've been able to sell violence to a mainstream pussified audience, right? Like in this hypersensitive time, they've been able to do that, and I found that to be amazing how they brought violence into the mainstream. Like selling violence is difficult.
That's not violence. That's not violence at all.
Okay.
That's a rule-based. That's a rule-based fighting system with a referee. That's not violence.
You don't.
That's violent, Dylan.
Come on, someone punching someone else in the face.
Now you're
violence.
just being difficult.
Yeah, like, come on.
Less gay chess.
Like
it's not.
You can call it something. Like there's It's not like it's like
violence is pure.
Explain. Go ahead. Explain.
There are different kinds of violence.
Violence is the madness when everything goes away that makes you logical and reasonable.
I don't know about that.
A rule-based system doesn't have that.
What I would say.
If someone can stop things, or if someone can make it, there's rules in UFC. It's not violence.
I
don't know, man. I don't think there'd be too many people that would agree that the UFC doesn't sell violence. It's a unique position.
Oh.
It sells sport.
Oh no,
sport.
I forgot about this part.
Well, I believe really it's a sport.
It's like saying hockey's violent.
No, but I believe
soccer's violent.
It is violent compared to those sports.
Well,
baseball's violent.
Hockey is more violent than a game like baseball or basketball or soccer.
You can't say more violent. It's violent or it's not. None of those are violent. There is
definitely a scale of violence. Like if someone punches someone in the arm, it's violent. It's not.
Now you're just trying to be difficult.
Yeah, it's not on or off. It's not a light switch.
You want me to sell you on it?
I said I bet you could because you'd be so excited to sell me on violence that you could do it. I said I bet you could. It was a compliment.
Want me to sell you on it?
Yeah,
sound like you want me to.
Yeah, make me do something weird.
Yeah, I know. He turned into like a reasonable conversation into a threat again. How come I keep being threatened in these conversations?
That wasn't a threat.
Okay, sweet. Want me to sell you
I'll fucking threaten you.
I'll show you what's up.
I'll take it. Let's see it.
Dylan's really good at threats. I've seen it.
Within the first 30 seconds of me being on here, Russ says, "Sell me violence," and now since then, his number one thing he's been saying is, "Are you threatening me?"
Well, I don't know. It's not. I don't feel like I'm being sold violence. I feel like I'm being threatened.
I feel like we're being trapped here. This is entrapment, Russ.
How is this entrapment?
I don't know. I smell a trap though.
I'll sell you hot dogs and violence.
Yeah, me, dude.
And you'll like it.
Yeah, you should go on. You should go on the friggin' hockey rink after you sell a hot dog and be like, "Hot dogs and violence, boys. Let's go."
Yeah,
start taking out kids.
I got a water board in the back. We're gonna fuck people up.
Let's go.
Salt, sugar, fat, and fucking wreck shows.
You know what we can all agree isn't violence? Words. I'm sure we can all agree. Do you think words are violent?
No,
I don't think words are violent.
Words are words.
No. Getting punched in the face is violent.
Yeah,
that's exactly my point. But if you talk to a lot of people today, they'd be like, "Words are violent. Words hurt."
Then it just
you haven't had your ass kicked before.
Sticks and stones to break my bones, you dumb bitch.
Yeah, that's such a good one. I couldn't remember that.
There's a
lot
of people that need their ass kicked just to show them what's up.
Exactly. I was like, it sounds like you have not had the shit beat out of you before. Because it's totally different, I promise.
Yeah, a lot of those people that spout like all these kind of morally righteous positions have never friggin' had to actually deal with those positions.
Yeah, violence is really not that fun when you're not winning.
I can concur with that.
It's super unfun, when you're losing.
I got a 50-50 win rate.
I got a 50-50.
I tend to pick ridiculous fights all the time.
Yeah, I know you. I've heard the after effect of some of your stuff.
Oh, I've fucking been there.
I've been there. Witness.
I had to drag you to cabs. Like half of my first year of university was just trying to talk Dylan into getting into a cab so we didn't get murdered.
Down. Like, come on, let's just
go home. Please leave. I want to eat pizza and not get my ass kicked.
But these guys said hi to me.
I'm not done saying shit to these guys.
These guys wouldn't let me hit on their girlfriend. They're assholes.
No, that wasn't even racist that time. They did happen to be a group of black guys, but you didn't say anything racist.
That was just.
I rest my case, Your Honor. Yeah. Richard's a coward and niggers suck.
Whoa!
You can call me a coward for sure if the qualification is not fighting 10 guys. Not fighting 10 guys.
We could have won that, Richard. We could have won that.
No chance we would have won that. If winning is getting stabbed,
we could have won.
Yeah, we would have won. Yeah, we might have won multiple times.
That might have been a win in itself.
Yeah.
See, we got stabbed. I told you these guys were violent.
Yeah, strength of character is worth getting stabbed. until it's
Yeah.
Until all of a sudden you're not waking up.
We're only talking about this because of how much losing and violence sucks.
not. Yeah, I was just watching a Japanese show, so I'm pretty fucking
Oh
ramped
yeah,
up.
well, you know,
Amped up.
they're all about that. They'll fucking get you.
Oh
Good,
man,
that.
they're not anymore. They're all about fucking kitty porn and stuff. It's fucked. Not
Oh.
like child porn, but like
Huh,
cats.
like
I mean cats.
Yeah,
Not.
Well, the cats are like
that's for a whole
juvenile,
other. That's a
infantile,
whole other
though.
story.
You know what I
we
mean?
can talk about later. Friggin'
What's wrong with the
Japanese.
Japanese? What happened to them? Like we nuked them into fucking pacifist.
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna say nuclear waste, probably. I don't know.
I guess nuclear weapons is a pretty good deterrent into your violent nature and tendencies.
Yeah, they used to be pretty cool, eh?
They're still pretty cool. Like I don't know. I think they're
They have
fucking.
a pretty cool society, the Japanese. I
They're-
think.
I think they're just.
super
I think
good
they're
at
just sneaking around. I think they're
xenophobia.
trying to trick everybody right now with their kittens.
I thought the Chinese were the tricksters, not the Japanese.
No, the Chinese are just fucking, just hideous monsters.
Hideous monsters. Explain. Why are they hideous monsters?
It's a
Have
fair
you
point.
seen a
Go on.
Chinese person?
Yeah, I just want to know.
Have you seen one? Yeah. Have you been around one before?
They're hideous monsters.
I've
Yeah,
got
I've
some
seen,
good
I've seen
friends
some.
that are
I've seen some.
Chinese.
I have seen some.
They're Chinese
very-
Canadian though. And by the way, even fucking Chinese, like people from Hong Kong, don't like mainland Chinese people. The people that Dylan's talking about.
Yeah,
Where-
everyone hates the
called-
Chinese.
they
Every
call
Asian,
them
every Asian
mainlanders?
country hates the fucking Chinese people.
Oh no, but Dylan, you're thinking of mainland Chinese people specifically. Hong
I'm
Kong
thinking
and
about
mainland
Taiwan,
China.
Hong Kong, Beijing, China, China, Korea.
Well,
Well,
Much
everyone
banned.
hates
the ones
everyone
that-
hates South
well-
Korea too.
why?
They think they're stuck up.
Are
I
they?
don't mind
Oh.
the South Koreans. They're
South Korea.
silly.
Yeah, no,
They
I
did
don't
a
mind
video
South
game.
Korea. It's
I like
just
that. I like that they defended their fucking storefronts in fucking Compton with machine guns. on the
Dylan
roofs.
respects them for their affinity at StarCraft.
Yeah,
Like,
well, and
fucking
the fact
jack,
that they still
No!
have been at war
Oh!
since the 50s because they're hardcore.
Did I ever just fuck up hard? Holy shit.
Oh, hit those
I'm
fucking dinosaurs in the face.
Yeah,
I'm
this-
never going to level up playing this way.
I gotta hit them in the right order here. I forget the right order. I'm supposed to try to get which one.
Eeny,
Is it's Echo.
meeny.
Is it Echo first here? No, not
okay.
that one. That one? Oh, it's Echo. Freaking. Get it! Oh, I missed it. I'm not gonna get it. Oh, Charlie ate it. That was a good one. I guess that was the wrong row.
Holy fuck. I gotta figure out how to be less of a glass cannon here.
Do some fucking math.
Nobody in here plays PoE, eh? Oh shit.
No, but I have opinions on stuff.
Cody does.
That-
Where's code? Where's
Yeah,
the code
Cody
master?
does.
Oh, almost died.
Alright.
I'm just wondering if this is supposed to feel as hard as it does, or if I fucked up somewhere along the way. Because when I beat the game without too much trouble, and then it just, like I was saying yesterday, opens
That's
up
so
a brand new
bad.
game for you, and it is hard. Some of these fucking places.
Yeah, I would like Cody comes in here most days just to say hi and whatnot. I would say next time you see him in here, he could probably answer any of your PoE questions. Him and Lobs are they've been playing it for
that-
years.
Where's that
Soft
fucking
day
retrobate
and-
Lobs? Anyways, let's find him. I'm gonna find Lobs right now.
Go
Don't
find
worry,
him.
Richard. I'll get this sorted out for you.
I'll get to the
Fucking
bottom
guy.
of this.
There he is.
Master and Commander Dylan getting in there.
Oh my gosh. Ah.
66. Yeah, whatever. I'll keep this thing. Just sucks. In this new epilogue area, you lose experience when you